In this final installment of the French beaded dogwood flowers bead along, I will be showing you how to assemble the branch. Coming up. Hi everyone, my name is Fen Li, bead instructor here at the Bead Flora studio. In the last 4 lessons, we worked on the stamen, petals, and leaves for the flowering dogwood. And today I will show you how to assemble all of this. This is a project that will be in my second book coming out this fall. So if it's after fall 2021 when you are watching this, you can find the book on Amazon and all major book retailers online. If you missed out on getting the kit, I will restock it once I get more supplies. People on my newsletter will be notified first, so join my mailing list if you're not on it already. Let's assemble. So here I have all of my units laid out and we are ready to assemble. I have 3 sets of leaves here. This one I have 2 of leaf C. This one I have 2 of leaf C and 1 of leaf B. And this last bunch here I have 2 of leaf C, 1 of leaf B, and 1 of leaves A. And here are all the units for the petals and the stamen. We have 3 of the stamen and 12 of the petals. For assembly, I'll be using 2 lengths of 16 gauge stem wire, 3 lengths of 18 gauge stem wire, brown floral tape, light green floral tape, just a little bit, and 30 or 32 gauge copper core wire for assembly. I just so happen to have 32 gauge, but you can also use 30 gauge. First, let's start out with 2 of leaf C, and I already shaped these leaves here. It's best to shape the leaves before we assemble. Just so that it's nice and shaped when we assemble it. So I have the 2 leaves facing each other, and then take some brown floral tape and just wrap the 2 wires together. And for the second bunch of leaves, we're just adding a leaf C onto here. I'm going to wrap the 2 of leaf C first. I'm going to put leaf B in between the 2 leaves C. Now we're going to assemble 2 of the flowers on 2 lengths of 18 gauge stem wire. So first we're going to take the stamen and just kind of insert the stem wire in just a little bit. Take your assembly wire and I'm just going to wrap the stamen in. I know I don't normally use assembly wire, I normally use thread, and you can certainly use thread if you want to, but I just feel like using assembly wire this time. Alright, so we're going to have the petals with the right side facing in. Just bend it like this at an angle a little bit. Place the petal here and then wrap just at the base a little bit, maybe 5 or 6 times. You don't want to go down at all. We want to keep the assembly wire as close to the base as possible, because if we go down, what will happen is we'll create a bunch of like lumps and bunches, and we don't want that. Okay, so going to assemble the rest of the petals this way. You just want to wrap as close as we can to the base. So let's pull tightly and then cut the wire off. I have some crinkly wires right on the bottom here, and I just want to just cut these off because if we wrap them, you will see it'll get lumpy. So I just want to get rid of that. And this tapers your wire too. All right, so now we're just going to wrap this in with the brown floral tape. So now you see here the stem is nice and smooth because we got rid of all these wavy wires. And I don't need to go all the way down because I'll be wrapping this onto the main stem. For this branch, I already attached the stamen and the petals onto a length of 16 gauge stem wire. And I wrapped down the floral tape to be about 3 inches down the stem. Now I am going to attach the leaves with 2 of leaf C and 1 of leaf B. And I'm going to leave about 1.5 inches or so of stem showing and finish wrapping this in. And I'm not going to finish wrapping the whole stem because I will be wrapping this onto the main stem. So at this point, this is what we have: 2 of leaf C, 2 dogwoods on 18 gauge stem wire, 1 on a 16 gauge stem wire with the leaves, and some leaves left. With leaves A, let's have them facing each other. Just shape it like this. This is where we'll need the green floral tape. I'm just going to wrap the wire here down about 1 inch or so. It's about 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inches. Or maybe a little bit more. It's all fine. All right. So let's place leaf A along the 16 gauge stem wire. And I'm just going to leave about 1 inch or so of space. And then wrap this in with brown floral tape. And at this area, I'm going to attach the 2 of leaf C and then 1 of leaf B. Just right at the same spot. Do this here. I'm going to keep going down, maybe about 3.5 inches or so, and then we're going to attach the a dogwood. Now I'm going to attach a dogwood that is on a length of 18 gauge stem wire. I'm going to leave about 2 inches or so. All right, and I'm going to go down maybe about 2 inches, 2.5. You judge. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to attach 2 of leaf C. And leave about 1 inch for the stem. Okay, now we can wrap all the way down. Actually, you don't need to go all the way down because we will attach the other stem on here. So we'll just leave it here for now. That's good. So at this point, this is what we have. We have the main stem over here, and then we have the stem attached with some leaves, and then we have the dogwood without any leaves on 18 gauge wire. So at this point, you want to look at the heights and see what looks good. I want to have the main stem to be a bit higher. And then I want to have the secondary stem around right here. So I'm just going to wrap it in around this area. And then I want to have the dogwood right here. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So I'm going to stretch my tape first. Okay. And you want to see how you want to display this. I want to display this with the flowers facing this way. What's the word? The reason why I'm kind of going back and forth is because I don't want two of the leaves right here. Because when I had it here, the leaves are right here, right next to each other kind of thing. So I just want to have it kind of more interesting. Have it like facing this way, have some leaves facing this way. Now we're going to wrap these together. And make sure that the stem wires don't cross, because if you do, then you can, when you wrap it with floral tape, you're gonna have like cross wires, and we don't want that. We want it to be nice and smooth. Okay, so, and now I want to have a flower right here. Here? Okay, that looks good. And if it doesn't look okay after you wrap it with floral tape, guess what? You can undo it. Alright, I'm going to make these flush here. I don't have my special wire cutter down here today. It upstairs, but because this is you hear that? Because this is not 12 gauge stem wire, I can use my regular wire cutters. Now I have flying wires all over my studio. It'll be fun looking for it later. I'll find it in a few months. Okay. See here, I kind of had these twisted here. I'm just gonna see if I can fix that without having to undo the stem wire. Okay, here we go. Now to give your branch more interest, bend the stems. It just makes it more lively. Just play around with the stems, have your flowers facing one way, have your flowers facing another way. Just see what works. And I didn't really shape my petals, so just shape your petals. I should have shaped them before I assembled. So what I'm doing is I'm just holding onto the ears right here and just pulling one forward and bending the other back at the same time. Thank you so much for beading with me this month. I am so looking forward to seeing all of your flowers, and I'll see you next time.